What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about TBB, the Bitcoin bull today. It is the 17th day of July. Here we are sitting at about 0.008728 we have about 11 hours left in the day. 2 hours, 54 minutes left in this 4-hour time frame, but roughly 11 hours left in the day. We've got a lot to talk about, right? And less so in the way of TA because not much has happened. You guys know the story here. But I want to paint you a picture. I want to make you aware of everything that's going on because not everybody is aware of what's going on. I'm not even completely sure I'm aware. But I like puzzles and I like to piece things together. So go on a puzzle piecing adventure with me. Hit that like button, subscribe. Let's get into it, okay? Here we are. So in this time, since the 12th of July, we had about 1,000 holders. About 1,000. We haven't done much. We've just chilled here. We haven't done much. We haven't been in the top 100 on Deck Screener. We were there for like a day. That was about it, right? We didn't even get past the top 60 really. We were at the top 60, top 100 for about a day. That was it because of the 100x boost that we had. That was it. Really though, not a lot of recognition. And yet still we went from about 1,000 holders to 1,500 holders. Something's going on here, man. And just wait. It gets better. It's just one piece. There's multiple pieces, okay? This is not the big piece. This is not the cake, okay? This is just a piece of the cake. 1,527 holders. We literally have had about 30 to 50% somewhere in there holder growth in what has been our all-time high consolidation area that we've just been moving sideways, being boring for the past 4 days now, okay? It's not this that generated holder growth. It was this that generated holder growth, right? Typically, this does generate more wallet support, new people investing and stuff like that. But something's going on here, man. And I've identified this several times throughout the past 4 days that at these low points there are people buying. I mean, we look at this on the 15-minute time frame. There's a lot of volume here, right? These spikes in volume, there's a little bit of a wick to the upside, sure, but a lot of that, back on the 1-minute time frame when we were looking at this, a lot of that was buying pressure. And then there was some selling pressure, sure, but at the lows, there's more buying pressure. Here, coming out of this, there's more buying pressure. Even here on this, this spike, it's lesser than these, but it stands out compared to these. There's more buying pressure. A little bit of selling pressure, more buying pressure, consistently. At the lows, buy. Most volume at the lows, not at the highs. This volume here sent us higher. There's buying pressure there. Volume came in as we're moving up, buying pressure there. Volume, a big wick of volume there, and then on these wicks you had a lot of volume as well. A lot of volume at the lows here, a lot of volume at the lows here. Not so much at the highs, you don't see these. It's at these low points that you get these huge wicks. And now there's less volume. As price action matures, as any consolidation phase matures, did I say matures? Matures. As it matures, matures is not a word, I don't think. If it is, I don't know it. You see less and less volume come in. And then you break out one way or the other, and then volume comes in. My theory is that somebody, or multiple somebodies, with fairly sized bags, with some money, have been coming in and buying the lows. And for a good bit there, we had higher lows. We had a flat top. We had higher lows. We were looking good. Now we're getting kind of lower lows, which I'm not a fan of, to be fair, right? It's not fun having lower lows and lower highs, but we're still in a really tight consolidation phase overall. We're still seeing this volume come in at the lows. And again, we're getting holder growth, okay, which is a very, very important number. That might be even more important than the price going up itself. We've seen, again, guys, something like around 50% of the population of holders has increased in this 4-day period. And we haven't done anything but move sideways. 50%, that's crazy. That's wild, right? Most places, they don't see a holder count increase, and they actually see even wallets closing down because they're selling, they're getting out. But that's not what's happening here. I made a post on Discord yesterday, and I said nothing to see here. And in case you couldn't piece it together, let's just piece it together real quick. Jana, Crypto Queen, I don't usually do this, yet I see something actually interesting here. TBB might be a good one. This was posted last night. And you might be like, okay, who cares? Jana, whatever. I cares. You should care. She's got 210,000 followers. That's a large account. Talking about a low market cap crypto that's got less than 10 million market cap. Jason Williams has almost 300,000 followers, right? I've got 7,000 followers for reference on X. A lot of the accounts that have been talking up TBB, at the most I think I've seen is like 30,000 followers, right? 30,000 or less. A lot of these accounts have like, less than 100,000 followers. But this was the largest account that I'd seen showing support for TBB so far. But just wait. Then there's Leslie Moda. Good morning. Sometimes you got to grab the bull by its horns or let the bull grab you. The Bitcoin bull. Love it. Love it, Leslie. She's got 34,000 followers, which again, it's a lot of followers on X. It's still a good reach. It's not 1 million followers, but it's still a lot, especially for a 10 million. The thing is, even what I have posted here, there's more people than this. The Crypto BitLord. The fact is, and this was last night also. This was around. It was actually around the same time. Notice when I posted this here, it says 2 hours ago, right? 2 hours ago. This is whenever it was posted. Crypto BitLord talks about it 2 hours ago. The fact is, TBB content has been straight fire, and the community continues to grow strong. It does. I support it 100%. I hope he's talking about my content. Straight shout out to Crypto BitLord. I support it 100%. Hell yeah. And Crypto BitLord, why should you care? Well, I don't know. He's got 433,000 followers. He's even actually got more followers than Jason. That's the largest account so far that I've seen after Jana. That was at first I was like, wow, that's the largest account I've seen give us support. And then I saw Crypto BitLord. I'm like, holy hell, we've got another large account talking about this coin where he wasn't talking. You guys, these people were not talking about this coin down here. They were not talking about it down here. They weren't talking about it down here. We were, right? A lot of the community building happened down here. Now these very, very large accounts are starting to talk about it while we've gained 50% wallet holders in this very boring area. Why are we gaining traction and doing nothing? Something's going on behind the scenes. I think Jason and his buddies are marketing, and maybe not marketing. I don't know. Marketing makes it sound like they're paying people. That's not, because I don't think that's happening. But building. They're building a community. They're networking. Is that better? That might be a better word for it. Continue moving on, right? Already have that. Already seen that. Is that all of them? Okay, so there's those 6. And then there's, other ones here too that I just felt like posting extra ones. 32,000 followers, 113,000 followers. There's more than that. There's more large accounts to talk about this. Shout out to Vision. Shout out to Crypto King. Shout out to Ron.eth. Anyways, let's see. Okay, so we've got that. We've got that. Let's go to this now. Okay. This was the space that Jason Williams hosted last night. It said, the Bitcoin bull will change the world. The Bitcoin bull, TBB. That's what this is, the Bitcoin bull. The Bitcoin bull. And he's the host, again, with 284,000 followers. Shout out to AP co-hosting. Love you, AP. You're hilarious. You're both hilarious, honestly. And then we had Grant Cardone, who's a speaker. 1.2 million followers. You guys know who Grant Cardone is, right? You know Gary Cardone as well, right? 116,000 followers. Sam Price, 42,000 followers. Andrew, and as the list goes down, there's less followers, but still very high-profile accounts at the top here, and then still accounts that have more followers than even I do on X.com. There were a lot of people talking on this, and a lot of people attended and watched this. You guys, I don't think that these people came and spoke on this space or were a part of this space for no reason. I don't think that we're seeing 50% increase, 30%. I want to say it was 1,000 that we had when we got up here. Maybe it was 1,200. I can't remember. But we haven't seen this wallet holder increase while moving sideways and doing nothing. We haven't seen this volume come in at every single low point that we've had while doing nothing, and had large profile accounts all of a sudden start talking about this yesterday just to dump off here. That's my opinion. Or another way to think about it too is, even if we do dump off, first and foremost, even if we do sell off, we still have higher lows. Like we could go down to 0.006 or lower. We still have higher lows. And now these large accounts who've put this thing on the map for their communities, and might be continuing to put it on the map for their communities, they would step in and buy. Maybe they haven't bought yet. Maybe they're the reason why we're seeing large volume at the lows. Maybe. Maybe they're waiting for an area to buy. I don't know. But something's going on here, man. Something's going on, and I'm definitely excited to see what comes of this. I really, really, truly believe, and we've been talking about this since the lows, man, since all the way down here, that this thing has the potential to see a $100 million market cap. Okay, people thought that I was crazy, that I was just saying things down here. I wasn't alone though. I wasn't alone. There were other what's the word? Influencers, other people who promoted the same idea. And a lot of people were thinking a million at first and 10 million, right? The thing is, the logic behind all this has really stemmed from Ansem. It stemmed from Ansem. And as time goes on, the logic only becomes more substantiated. Ansem bought however much of the supply, a lot of the supply, right? He's got this large wallet here. I forget what the total percentage was. Maybe he bought 70% of the supply and then distributed it from there. I forget. Maybe it was 60%. I can't remember. But he's given out millions of dollars in airdrops. The whole idea here was he's going to buy this token, and then if it pumps, he's going to airdrop to his community. And that's what he did. And people loved it. They rallied behind it. And we saw a $440 million market cap. Ansem has about 1,100,000 followers on X. Okay? So he's got a large reach. He's a crypto OG. He's a trustworthy figure, and he followed through with what he said he was going to do. He didn't rug pull his community. He didn't take his bag and then some kind of conundrum happened where he sold all of his stuff off, right? He hasn't sold any of his coins, as far as I know. He's just distributing to his community. People who ask for airdrops, people who've been holding, friends, whatever. He's been giving airdrops away, and that has worked out very well. We saw this coin go up to $440 million market cap. Actually, let's just see how high. I keep saying 440, but it was, yeah, it was like basically 450. Okay. This thing's not done growing either. This kind of consolidation right here, this is healthy. This looks like an ABC correction. Look up ABC correction. It's a standard correction procedure when working its way higher. Ansem himself has even said that your targets are too low, focusing on hundreds of millions of dollars. Right? You need to be thinking in terms of billions. And billions, I think, is something this thing can see with an S and a B. Billions. 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 Multiple, plural. Not just 1 billion. That's fine. That's fun. That's exceptional. But 5 billion. I think Ansem could see something between 1 to 5 billion. Who's to say that it stops there? It could see more. Because this is the meme coin market. This is degeneracy at its finest. And we're in a boring part of the cycle with Bitcoin. Right? People are looking for opportunities, and you've got one here. You had an amazing one here, and now it's at a discount. This is a TBB video, but we're talking about Ansem for a reason. Bear with me. It's a puzzle. We're piecing it together. I'm painting you a picture. Just sit back and enjoy the ride, okay? 66.6% drop. Anybody who wished that they bought earlier has a chance now to buy that. If you believe that it's going to see new all-time highs, you're at least going to double your money. More than that even, right? If you believe it's going to go to $1 billion, like I believe, or higher, you're going to make a over 5x return. And just like TBB, there's a lot of volume coming in at these low points. I think large money is coming in. There's a point to this, okay? Ansem has 1.1 million followers. Jason has 300,000. If Ansem can see a $450 million market cap, then I think TBB could see a quarter of that. Now, basing a quarter of the follower ratio to Ansem's follower account might not directly equate into price, but if it did, a quarter would be of $450 million would be about $110, $112 million, somewhere in there. If it's half that, it's not a quarter, we get an eighth, that's still like $60 million, if not 50-something million dollars, we're at $8 million. Right? Like, that's incredible. What if it's somewhere in between and it's at $80 million? That's a 10x here. What if, because Ansem has paved the way to 44.7 cents, what if TBB could go halfway there, or even there itself? What if Ansem sees a multi-billion dollar market cap? It does achieve a $5 billion market cap. Then a quarter of that is over $1 billion. And from here, $1 billion is over a 100x. This works for TBB. This works for Jason Williams. That's the guy who created this. In case you're not aware, in case we haven't gone over that, this works because Jason Williams, like Ansem, is a popular crypto personality, an OG crypto investor. He's not some Jeet. He's not some dude who's going to rug pull his community because he has his own money. He invested in Bitcoin early. He mined Bitcoin early. He's got, and it's not just because he has his own money that he's not going to rug pull. He's a good guy. He's a smart guy. He's got Tegrity, baby. Tegrity Farms moved over to the Bitcoin Bull. We're using the Bitcoin Bull manure in Tegrity Farms. That's why it smokes so good. All I'm trying to say is it's the same principle. You have a reliable figure who's in charge of the supply. At this rate, he's got more supply than Ansem does of his tokens. He's been airdropping tens of thousands of dollars worth of his token to the community abroad. It's not that each person is receiving tens of thousands of dollars, right? There are 1,500 people. Not everybody's received an airdrop. Probably not even half have received an airdrop. That's a lot of people. And he's been airdropping here and there. But the way that these airdrops work, guys, is he either airdrops whenever the hell he feels like it because he's the man. He can do what he wants. Or he does competitions, right? Meme competitions. Whoever creates the most creative memes, stuff like that, participates in the community. He's even giving away a Bitcoin miner for free if you just like repost, like totally random giveaway. I would imagine he's also giving airdrops away at random, but I would imagine it's top wallet holders, people who participate in the community, and these airdrops happen once we cross significant milestones. So it happened once we crossed $1 million. It happened once we crossed 2, and then 4, and then we held above 5, and then we got to 10 million. It happened at all these significant milestones. There will be more airdrops along the way. And the great thing about this is a lot of the people, to my knowledge, that are getting airdrops, myself included, we're not selling. Now, with that being said, I did sell half my airdrops. Forgive me, the Bitcoin bull. The reason why I sold half my airdrop was to buy the 100x boost. I did that, right? I did that. I announced that publicly. I sold like $900 worth. The airdrop at the time when I got it was worth like $170, and then I just held it. I held it all the way through, and it went to literally went to I want to say like $1,700 in value. It's probably obviously a little bit less there now, but I sold like half my airdrop to put the 100x boost on, and we went from that time. We went from like 1,000 holders or 1,200 to 1,400 in this time where we were just moving sideways. So that brought on some attention too. We entered the top 100. I think that brought on some attention. The idea is the more people that are involved, the higher this thing's going to go. And we've already got the roadmap paved here. If Ansem can see 440 million, if that's the all-time high, and I don't think it is, I think Ansem will go higher. I personally believe that you're in a ABC correction. Look it up. What's an ABC correction? It's a standard procedure. I think that you're going to continue to grow. If 440 million is the top, then what would a quarter of that be? Again, basing the quarter of his followers here. Maybe because Ansem has already pumped, maybe TBB could go more than a quarter of what Ansem has seen, because now everybody's looking for the next Ansem token. They're looking for the next black bull, right? TBB, the Bitcoin bull, when they figure out what it's about, that's enough for them. Oh, okay. It's the same thing, just with a different guy at a lower market cap. I have a second chance at getting in something that is incredible, that's going to grow. Awesome. Awesome. And then we talk about, let's see. Just the conviction here. This is that Bitcoin miner that I was talking about. Shout out to BitAxe. Let's see. Let's see, where are you at? A call to build enduring legacy. I'm actively recruiting accomplished professionals. Yeah, we know. We went over that. Thank you, Jason. And degens with whom I have collaborated over the past 10 to 15 years to join our collective effort in creating something lasting. Look, he's not just making this and letting us run with that. He's doing that too. We're running with it. The community's had a lot of fun. But he's stepping in. He's clearly ramping things up. I feel like this is personal for him. These are not the words of somebody who's like, whatever. This seems determined. There's some determination in this. And I think not just from myself, but from the people that I've interacted with the community, there's a lot of determination across the community. Nobody wants to sell here. Price drops down, people want to buy more. Price pumps up, people want to buy more. Nobody's selling. I haven't sold a drop outside of that amount that I sold to 100x the boost on Dex Screener. That was it. And that wasn't even from my initial buy. That was from the airdrop. Thank you, Jason. And I'll boost again. If we go up, we continue to grow, I'm fine with boosting again. I'll boost just because that's what the airdrop is literally worth. That I could see no other reason. I don't want to sell the airdrop for my own personal stuff. That feels wrong. But to boost, to get us on the map, to help the community grow, yeah, I'll do that. That seems like the only right thing to do. But anyways, I'm done talking. I've made my points. I hope that they've been heard. The RSI is at the lowest point that it's ever been. We've never seen it get this low on the 1 hour time frame. It's a very new chart. And this is a higher low. We're at like some of the highest prices. At the lowest reading on the RSI, reset entirely. And yet we're way up here. This is bullish. It's what's called hidden bullish divergence. The MACD crossed below the zero. We've only had that happen a couple times. First time it happened, we were at a low point here. Second time it happened is right here. We're probably at a low point. 4 hour time frame, we look at this here. RSI is not at the lowest it's ever been, but it is at a low. And you can see here with the RSI low, lower low, lower low here. We didn't find support where I thought we'd find support, whatever. We still have low, higher low, higher low. That's hidden bullish divergence. Lower lows in the histogram, higher lows in the price. The reason why it's bullish is because your indicators get hot up here. Okay, it's bullish because now your price hasn't done anything but go up. You've got higher lows, okay? But your indicator has come down. So you've cooled off while maintaining price. This is what bullish consolidation looks like. And we know it's bullish because in this time, I want to say it's been 50%, but maybe it's been 30%. I don't know. I forget what the exact number is, but I want to say it was like 1,000 holders. Maybe it was 1,200. I can't remember. 30 to 50% increase in holders in this boring, it hasn't been too boring, right? It's only been 4 days, but this boring time where we're just waiting for the other shoe to drop. Meanwhile, we've seen a lot of this, and what that is an opportunity for the weak hands to panic sell the lows and the strong hands to step in and buy. And as far as I can tell, we're seeing that happen. The strong hands are stepping in to buy. Patience, determination, endurance, a little bit of luck. And man, this thing can see some crazy, crazy growth. I mean, if we imagine just a $100 million market cap, that could just be a stepping stone. $100 million, down here, that was like the end goal, right? This thing could go to $100 million. But thinking about Ansem and what it could do, it just builds the potential. That's the great thing about this. Again, Ansem this whole time, you guys, in this same time since the 7th, more than the last 4 days, like the last 10 days, it's moved down. The relationship here with Ansem and TBB, it's not one-to-one. Ansem's been moving down. TBB's been doing this, if not moving up. Since the 7th, it's been moving up and sideways. We haven't been moving down like Ansem has. The relationship is not fixed. The relationship is this is the pathfinder. This tells us what the possibility is. It doesn't just tell us, but it tells future and eager market participants what the potential is, where we could go. And with that, again, I would theorize and I would lean more to the side that, not that because Jason Williams has a quarter of the followers that Ansem does, that would mean that this thing can only see a quarter of the price. I would lean more toward the fact that we would get closer to what this thing's seen, right? So if it's seen 400 million, we wouldn't stop at 112 million, 110 million. We wouldn't stop at a quarter of this. We might stop at half. We might stop at 3/4. We might see the exact same potential. Because the idea here isn't the follower count. The idea here is what the potential is for something like this, right? And you've got the same thing here, the same setup, just at a much lower market cap. You don't need people to follow him on X for them to buy this, for them to see it climb the ranks on Dex Screener, for them to be like, oh, wow, this is the next thing. We've seen how high this one could go. Could this one do the same thing? It doesn't take much to connect those dots. let alone if Ansem goes where I think it's going to go to, which is a multi-billion-dollar market cap. Then I mean, that's the one positive thing here. Why we want to see Ansem pump. It's not that when Ansem pumps, TBB is going to pump with it, because that relationship doesn't exist. The relationship is however high this thing can go, it shows us the potential for how high this thing could go. That's the idea there. Anyways, right? It's not just some dumb meme. We're not just rolling the dice. I mean, anytime you're betting on memes, you're rolling the dice. But it's not like you're just looking at the top 100 on deck screen. And you're like, oh, I don't know, Karma by Virtual's Cash Cat. Oh, it's kind of like a cat. Okay, whatever, you know. Like even that actually has somewhat of a narrative, right? Robinhood was going to be Cash Cat at first. Tablepede, Centipede. Okay, that sounds weird. Maybe that'll do good. Grockius, Kekius Maximus. Okay, it's not a guess just based off of some silly stuff. And the silly stuff sometimes does pump for whatever reason. Fart coin, for example. Hot air rises, right? But we've got the narrative here, man. We've got the rationality, the reasoning why. We've got the path that's been laid out before us, already found through proxy. And we're just doing the same thing here. But I think our community's better. I think our community is going to F hard, baby. We're going to F real hard. And we're already Fing hard. And I don't have much else to say. I'm just talking at this point. But I'm really excited to see where this goes. Our indicators have cooled off a lot. All we've done is consolidate. I'm just as bullish here at 00836 as I was at 01, as I was at 00026. Just as bullish here. Haven't sold a drop. Dump. Go for it. I'll buy more. I will. I am a top 20 wallet holder. Just full disclosure there. Let me see where I'm at. Yeah, I'm still in the top 20, top 15 technically. I got booted out of the top 10. Some people stepped in and bought, but whatever. I've got nothing else, man. I'm done. Hit that like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. Shout out to Jason Williams and the TBB community. Keep doing your thing, guys. Right? And the thing that I would say too, a lot of these people in crypto. Oh, shout out to Sean Davis. What an OG. I love Sean Davis. If you guys don't know, you probably don't know because he doesn't have. Let's see, he's got like 6,000 followers, but he's dude. Crypto for the people, babe, dude. This dude's awesome. He's an awesome human being. He's a hustler, in a good way. Anyways, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, if we are building a community, crypto communities have a way of being very tribal and talking shit. And it's okay to talk shit, but it's not okay to be a dick. Okay, don't. We want to be inviting, okay? None of this nana boo boo in your face stuff. Maybe if someone deserves it, I get it, but just my thoughts are, don't be like the rest of them. Be different, because we are different. This thing is different. This thing's exceptionally special. And we've got something good going on here. And we're not the only ones who are aware of this. That's all I'm saying. And there's a list bigger than this with accounts that are between, like 20 to 50,000 followers a piece. I didn't go through and add all of them. Just some of the most recent ones. Anyways, hit that like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one. I will not feel bad for anybody who did not buy in this area whenever we're up here. And by the way, I know I talked about the price maybe going down here. I'm not expecting that. That's not the call. If that was the call, I'd say we're going to go down first and then we'll pump. Then we'll accumulate. That's not the call. The call is ticking time bomb. We're about to rally. Ticky-tacky, rally time. That's what's going to happen. And if I'm wrong and we go down here, buying pressure will step in. Weak hands will be shaken out. Although I think a lot of the weak hands have already been shaken out. That's the benefit of this consolidation phase. The people who wanted to sell, they've sold already. Now there's no volume. There's no one left to sell. There's only people who are left to buy. There's new wallets. For every wallet that's holding, there's at least another set of eyes, if not several sets of eyes, that are watching this thing that just didn't pull the trigger yet. Maybe it's you who's watching this video. It is not too late. We're at $8 million. The potential here, at a minimum, is over a 10x. Maybe even like a 20x. At a maximum, it could be a multi-100x. You are not too late. You're still early. Absolutely you are. Hit that like button, subscribe. Things are just kicking off. I'm excited to see what goes next. Take care. Bye-bye.